Well, TMZ is reporting that Pelicans center Jaxson Hayes has been arrested Wednesday morning after allegedly getting into a physical altercation with the local police. Wednesday morning? What are you doing on a Wednesday morning? Officers were initially responding to a report of domestic disturbance, and Hayes allegedly got combative when they arrived. The 21-year-old potentially could face a felony charge of battery on a police officer. TMZ went on to say that the police used a taser on Hayes in the process of subduing him. He was transported to a local hospital for minor injuries, and an officer who was also involved in his arrest was also treated. Talk about a rough start to your Wednesday morning. You get called to the scene and have to deal with 6'11" Jaxson Hayes. The number 8 overall pick in the 2019 draft is coming off his second season in New Orleans, where he averaged 7.5 points and 4.3 rebounds. The Pelicans had this to say shortly after the news broke. "We have been made aware of the incident involving Jaxson Hayes. We are working in conjunction with the NBA and Jackson's representatives to gather more information and will have no further comment at this time." Switching gears, but staying in the NBA, with the 2021 NBA draft fast approaching, word around the street is that a Bradley Beal trade could happen in the next 48 hours. I'm of course joined by Zach to talk about the guard and the fact that Bradley Beal has had trade rumors surrounding him for what seems like 2 years now. But from my opinion, and I want to get your thoughts here, this seems to be the most legitimate news I've heard.
Yeah, I think it's the most traction, as you could say, of this ever happening. I mean, Bradley Beal said that he'll consider leaving Washington if Westbrook gets traded. And I mean, I feel like the Bradley Beal Russell Westbrook experiment didn't go as bad as what everybody thought it went. I mean, everybody probably went in there thinking there's no way that they could do well together, but I think they played very, very well together, and I think that it improved both of their stocks, honestly. So if I'm the Washington Wizards, and I know that I have to compete with the Nets right now and the Bucks and everybody, the Heat, Celtics, Sixers, all in the East right now, I might say, hey, their stocks are amazingly high. Let's go out and trade both of them. I mean, they both at times have had reports saying they want out. Let's just give them that out and rebuild for the future.
Yeah, Zach, it's interesting because at the beginning of the season, when the Wizards were losing what seemed like every single game, Bradley Beal was the talk of the NBA. I don't know if you remember those photos of him scoring 50 points and then just him on the bench as they were losing. They're about to lose like 7 or 8 straight games. And I think both you and I thought to ourselves, okay, the Westbrook Beal thing is obviously not working. They're probably going to end up blowing it up. But then they turned things around. They made the playoffs. I feel like Bradley Beal, I know he was injured a little bit in the playoffs, but like you said, his stock is definitely through the roof. I think he's maybe the most sought after player right now, not only just in free agency, but in an NBA trade market. It is rumored that he was frustrated when his top choice for the Wizards job, 76ers assistant Sam Cassell, couldn't land a second interview. And like we talked about earlier in this video, if he were to be traded, it seems like it would have to happen in the next 48 hours. Ben Simmons, the 76ers could offer something. Maybe, Golden State has those 2 top picks. They could throw in James Wiseman. What team interests you? Like, what do you think is like the top candidate for Beal to be traded?
I don't know about top candidate, but I have a couple teams that I think work well for Bradley Beal. You have the LA teams, both of them. I feel like works out for him, and Golden State, as you said. But there's one that I actually had kind of think that it's kind of out there, but the Washington has traded with him recently.
Who's that?
The Bulls.
Oh my, Zach, don't get my heart. Dude, that would be so sick. Yeah, we did have a trade with them, and they got the better end of the deal with Gafford.
Exactly.
Dude, Gafford was awesome for them.
And so, I mean, the potential, Lauri Markkanen sign and trade with Thomas Satoransky. They could trade their future picks. They could, obviously they don't have a first round pick this year, but who knows? I mean, if they want Thad Young as well, too, potentially, just to, entice a deal for a Bradley Beal, Vucevic, and Zach LaVine big 3 in the East. I mean, I think that makes sense as well. So those are my top 4 teams, but I also see Boston and Philly, but I still think those are the top 4 for me.
Yeah, I think the Celtics would have to trade away Jaylen Brown. I don't think they have enough assets to get Beal without giving away Brown, and I don't think they would give away Brown, even though Tatum and Beal are like best friends. The 76ers, if they could throw Ben Simmons, I feel like that's like the best. Like if they were trying to win now, or they like to improve their team next season, that would be their best return. And then the Warriors could give them like future with 2 top 15 or top 16, whatever picks, plus Wiseman, who, let's not forget, was the number 2 overall pick in the entire draft last season. They would have to move Clay to the small forward position, which maybe could make sense considering he is coming off those severe injuries. But yeah, we'll see what happens. The thing about the NBA is there always seems to be like massive trades. So the idea of like a player like Bradley Beal being dealt doesn't seem impossible. Make sure you guys do check out Zach, who streams down on Twitch every single night. Also, please make sure you guys drop a like. Make sure you guys do drop a subscription. Until next time, I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.